A company produces two types of widgets, type A and type B. The total number of widgets produced is 500. The production cost of each type A widget is $4. So it's $4 a piece for each type A widget. And each type B widget is $6. So $6 per each type B widget. If the total production cost is $2,400, how many of each type of widget were produced? Now we're looking for two things. We're looking for the number of type A widgets and the number of type B widgets. I'm going to use letters X and Y to represent those two things I'm looking for. So if X is the number of type A widgets and Y is the number of type B widgets, and I'm producing a total of 500, that means X plus Y has to equal 500. I'm producing 500. X is the number of type A widgets. Y is the number of type B widgets. If you add them up, they add up to 500. Now I can also write an equation dealing with this production cost. The total production cost is $2,400. So I need to figure out the production cost of X type A widgets. They're $4 a piece. So if I take the $4 a piece and multiply by how many type A widgets I have, that's the production cost for the type A widgets. And that's going to be 4X. 4X represents the production cost for X type A widgets. Now type B widgets, they cost $6 a piece. And I have Y type B widgets. So 6Y represents the production cost for the Y type B widgets. And there you go. If you add up the production cost for both widgets, then it's going to add up to $2,400. All right, this is a system of equations. There's many ways to solve this. I'm going to solve it using substitution. That's where you solve for one of the letters. It's going to be easiest to solve for this X or Y. I'm going to solve for Y by subtracting X on both sides. So that gives me a Y of 500 minus X. What I'm going to do now, I'm going to take this 500 minus X for Y. Now the Y's need to be the same in both equations. So this 500 minus X expression for Y, I'm going to plug it into the Y of the other equation right here. So I'm going to rewrite this bottom equation, but put 500 minus X into that Y spot. So that gives me 4X plus 6. Now you're going to have to use parentheses here. And now you can see, now you have an equation that you can now solve for X. And X is, remember, the number of type of A widgets. So if I solve this for X, I'll have one of the answers I need. I'm going to distribute the 6 here. 6 times 500, that's 3,000. Don't forget to also distribute the 6 to this X over here. You'll have a minus 6X. I can combine the X terms here, they're like terms. 4X minus 6X is negative 2X, and subtract 3,000 on both sides. You'll get negative 2X equals a negative 600. Now I can solve for X by dividing both sides by negative 2. Dividing by negative 2, I end up with an X value of negative divided by a negative number is positive. This is going to give me 300. Remember, X was the number of type A widgets. Now to get the number of type B widgets, remember they add up to 500, so I can get Y just by taking the X value and subtracting it from the 500. So 500 minus 300 gives me a Y of 200. And yeah, 300 plus 200 is 500. So I got 300 type A widgets, and I got 200 type B widgets.